Hey guys, and welcome back to Longhorn Fabrication. It's a beautiful day in East Tennessee in April of 2020, and I'm at home quarantined with my family like a lot of the world. And you can definitely tell that we're not in the shop. I'm hoping that maybe next week I'll get to get back in the shop and shoot some videos. But I wanted to share something that we're doing as a family. We're building raised garden beds, and we've got a couple of different sizes we're going to show you. This is a fun, quick build. My kids are inside getting a snack right now, so I thought I'd try to shoot a video. Very economical, fun for the kids, fun for me and my wife. And the best part is later this summer we're going to have fresh vegetables and strawberries and really whatever you plant. This is a pretty great way of doing it, and so stick around. It's a pretty cool build. Okay, so you might hear my son in the background. He's fussing at the bugs. I don't know exactly what he's doing. He's just turning 2 next week, so it's a lot of fun. And they've been, I've got a 5-year-old daughter, a 2-year-old son, and then I've got a newborn that's about 6 weeks old. So this has been a family project. You might get to see him in the course of the video, but what we've got right here is we've got an 8-foot long bed that's right at 4 foot wide. And so that's going to take about 25 cubic feet of soil. What I've been getting is these 2 cubic foot bags from Lowe's of Miracle-Gro. And these bags right now are on sale for 2 for $6. Come here, buddy. Come here. What you got? They're 2 for $6. Hey, say hello. Oh, did you find a bug? Did you find a bug?
No.
No.
B.
So he loves bugs. So these bags right now are 2 for $6. There's also, Lowe's goes on sale about once every month. There's something different that's on sale. So whatever you've got, garden soil, they make soil for raised beds. It's a lot more money. It's probably maybe a little better quality. I don't know. This is what I've always used. There's also a brand called Stay Green. Hey, bud. That's pretty cheap and it's good. But roughly 25 bags. What I normally do is I buy a bale of peat moss, and peat moss is about $12 a bale roughly, and I mix that in with my soil. And when I go to plant my plants, I put some more peat moss in there. That peat moss helps retain moisture a little better than just the plain soil. But anyways, we're talking mostly about the build. As you can see, I'm using non-treated lumber, and there's a reason for that. Hey. That's right. Are you excited?
No.
So, non-treated lumber, and the reason for that is I don't want any chemicals from the treating process to end up in my soil or end up in the food in our bodies. And there's a lot of research, and a lot of research says that doesn't even happen. Some people say it does. I don't want to take a risk. Will it rot? Yes, of course, it will rot. If you build this out of pressure treated, it'll be here for the next 20 some odd years, probably even longer than that. This is just pine, non-treated, so it's a lot cheaper. I'm hoping if I can get 5 years out of this before I have to replace it, I'm happy. I can scoop the soil out and then build a new box, and we're going to be good to go. Now, one of the things that we did is we built this out of 2x10s, and then we put a 2x4 railing across the top, and that's completely optional. I've had them before that didn't have the rail. The reason we did the rail was it's a lot nicer to set on. It gives you a nicer, wider base. I got a big behind, so it's nice to have a nice, comfortable something to set on. And this is a good sized bed because you can reach to the middle. Doesn't matter which side you're on, you can reach to the middle of the box. And so that's really nice. You're doing a good job there. So we've built this one. We've built 2 that are this size, and then we've built 2 that are 4x4. And I'm going to show you, we're going to build a 4x4. It's exactly the same as the long one. The measurements are a little different, but I'm going to walk you through how we build it. Very simple design and relatively inexpensive. Let's get building. What do you think? Yeah, let's go. Okay, so what I normally was doing with the 8-foot long beds was I was buying 12-foot long 2x6s and 2x4s, and that way I could cut off 4 feet on each board. I would be left with an 8-foot board and a 4-foot board. So 2 12-foot long 2x10s was giving me all I needed to build the bed. And so that was working out great. Same thing with the 2x4s. I'll show you how I was putting those together in just a second. Looks like the FedEx man is here. So yeah, it was the FedEx man. The kids are getting a trampoline. In fact, I'm hoping to shoot a video of it. It's going to be pretty sweet trampoline. But it came in like 7 boxes. So anyways, back to the build. So I've got the 4 boards that I'm going to need for the 4x4 garden, and let's start putting it together. Okay, so getting the kids in the hammock. I live with 3 girls and I've got their hair all over me. So let's talk about screws real quick, because we are using just white lumber. So the lumber is not going to last a whole long time, but if you try to skimp on your fasteners and use like drywall screws, they're going to rust away in no time. So I really suggest decking screws. These are actually ceramic coated. They're just a little bit more money, but I'm also using 3.5 inches long. And the reason that is when I start assembling this, I'm going to be screwing into the end grain of the wood. And so if you've ever fooled with wood, you know that that's not a very strong bond. So I'm going to be putting 4 screws, 4 3.5 inch screws into the end grain, and I've not had any failure to this point. I've built these boxes and I've not had any failure, so that's good. And let's face it, we're not going to be moving these boxes around. Once they're in place, they're going to be in place. But these are really nice. Picked those up from Lowe's. I think they were $10 for a pound. These are the T25 end. I don't know if the camera will zoom in on that. But it keeps you from stripping it out. It's a pretty nice screw. Again, 3.5 inches long, and it's ceramic coated. So technically, in 5 years or however long it is, when these things disintegrate, I can pull these screws out and reuse them. I'm probably not going to do that, but hey, it's an option. So let me readjust the camera and we'll start putting this together. You'll see it's a very simple. You could come in here and you could 45 them, you could use pocket screws, you could do a lot of different things. Some people will come in here with a little chunk of 4x4 and stick in the corner. This is easy, fast, it's economical, and again, I've not had any failure with this style, so don't knock it till you try it. As you can see, I put a board underneath the board. Because I'm just building this directly on the ground. So when I put this board underneath there, it kind of helps me line everything up. I'm just looking for flush. This doesn't have to be beautiful. You want to do a good job, but it doesn't have to be, it's not finished carpentry. I'm looking for flush on the sides, flush on the top, making sure everything is square as possible. I'm not even using a square, because if it's a little off, it's not the end of the world. You can pre-drill if you want to pre-drill. I've done it both ways. I pre-drilled when the kids were doing it, just because it's a little easier for the kids to get a screw started. I was afraid that I might split being at the end, but I've not had any splitting issues, so I've not even been pre-drilling the past couple of boxes we've done. Flush on the top, making sure everything is square as possible. I'm not even using a square, because if it's a little off, it's not the end of the world. You can pull easier for the kids to get a screw started. Split being at the end, but the past couple of boxes we've done. Yeah. Flush on the 4 screws. What you want to make sure is you definitely don't want the screw to be popping out the other side. You want to get your self cut. So as long as they're straight in the board, you're good. You do the same thing, all 4 corners, and then I'll show you how to put the ledge on. Screw started. Split being at the end, but the past couple of boxes we've done. Yeah. Flush on the top, making sure everything. 4 screws. Corners, and then I'll show you how to put the ledge on. Screw started. Split being at the end, but I've the past couple of boxes we've done. Yes. Flush on the top, making sure everything. So 4 screws, corners, and then I'll show you how to put the ledge on. Screw started. Split being at the end, but I've the past couple of boxes we've done. Yes. Flush on the top, making sure everything. So 4 screws, corners, and then I'll show you how to put the ledge on. Screw started. Split being at the end, but I've the past couple of boxes we've done. Yes. Flush on the top, making sure everything. So 4 screws, corners, and then I'll show you how to put the ledge on. Screw started. Split being at the end, but I've the past couple of boxes we've done. Yes. Flush on the top, making sure everything. So 4 screws, corners, and then I'll show you how to put the ledge on. Screw started. Split being at the end, but I've the past couple of boxes we've done. Yes. Okay, so we've got the main box built. Now what we need to do is cut the 2x4s for the rail across the top, or the rim, and then I'll show you how we put that together. One of the things that the railing across the top really structurally is it ties the boards together, and I'll show you how it does that. But again, I like it because it gives you a nice wide place to sit down on. Okay, so what we're wanting to do here is give it a little overlap. You'll notice that I'm going to be screwing 2 screws into this side of the board and 1 screw into here, and that's going to be giving it a little of little strength, just tying the boards in together. Now when I go to cut these boards, all I do is lay it down, I grab my marker, and I just mark where the cut is. One thing I would probably do differently on all of them is cut these at 45s, just to dress it up a little better. But for what I'm doing, I'm happy with a 90-degree cut, just a square cut. Okay, and just like that, we've got a 4x4 raised garden bed built out of 2x10 and 2x4 white pine. Nothing fancy. Pretty simple design, pretty cost effective. My son is getting all of the soil out of my beds. Jerry, what are you doing, my man? Yeah, let's not do that. We're gonna put the other small one right there. So we've got 2 big ones, 2 4x8s, a 4x4, and then we'll put the other 4x4 there at the end. I left enough room here to put I've got a 52-inch zero-turn mower. This is 60 inches here. That definitely could be a lot less. You could make it where a push mower or just a weed eater could go through. But let's face it, if I can't fit my mower through it, it may not get mowed all the time. So that's why I spaced it the way I did. I've actually mowed in between there, and I'm able to fit my zero turn in there no problem. Some people will mulch in here, or they'll gravel, whatever. A lot of different things you can do, but we decided just to keep it grass. Jerry, we got to stop doing that, man. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.